General Meston, a very warm welcome. Good to see you back, sir. How are you?
All well, and how are you doing?
I'm fine, General Meston. Both of us are fine. Me and Brijesh. Your opening thoughts, your opening comment on the two set of visuals. No investigative journalism here, no violent pictures. Good to see state and a community participating in the Independence Day, showing respect to the Indian flag. फर्स्ट कमेंट्स मैंने बोला था कि देख के अच्छा लगा पर एक तस्वीर को दो तरीके से देखा जा सकता है. सम पीपल आर सीइंग इट फ्रॉम द पर्सपेक्टिव ऑफ गन्स बीइंग देयर. I see it from the perspective that there's a lack of trust. I wish, a large number of them, could have been part of the Imphal celebration, the official celebration, जैसे श्रीनगर में बख्शी स्टेडियम में होता है. Your thoughts on it, sir?
Kartikeya, firstly, the first thought is the deep divide now has set in. There is no doubt on that. That is very, very evident. Ideally, it should have been celebrated in Imphal by the Chief Minister, where all the communities could have been there. But the trust deficit is so much that today now it has become a community-wide celebration, which we have seen. Second fact is that despite all the sufferings they have had, yet people have turned out in large numbers in their respective community, and actually they have noted one thing, that they are foremost Indians. But the only problem now is that the divide is so much, how to get them back together is a million-dollar question. And I think the divide has gone so bad now that even now they have started questioning the credibility of the Indian armed forces, their deployment. And no one is talking about the arms of 6,000 to 10,000 arms of the police which has been looted, and some communities having faith on them. So these are clear cases of total divide. And I think they are going to have long-term ramifications. It's a very sensitive northeastern state of India. It's extremely important. I mentioned earlier also the China and obviously the Pakistan ISI will take the full advantage of that, because they always would like India to break down, and they would like these kind of incidents to carry on in the entire country, because this is the cheapest way of fighting a war by any external enemy, and Pakistan has got tremendous expertise on this. So are we falling into Pakistani trap? Are we dancing to their music and suiting the requirements what they want, internally divided India, or we have to unite? So individual unity is there, the national unity is at display, but it's a community unity which has come foremost, and this unfortunately is happening now in most parts, and this is what is the biggest concern. It's I think on top priority we have to address. It's a very, very serious issue, considering the sensitivity, and regarding the weapons, frankly, which have been shown. Frankly, I really can't comment because one is not there, and what kind of weapons and whether they are dummy, it's very difficult to make it out because the visuals are also not very clear. But anyway, even if they were carrying weapons which have been stolen, they could have been recovered then and there. So I doubt that is perhaps a major issue, because otherwise this would have become a major news by now, that surrendered or the looted weapons were being used. And today cost of weapons is very, very high. So for anyone to procure weapons from Burma or anywhere, it is not very easy.
General Meston, this now it is very clear that the 70% of the weapons are in the valley. I think 20% are in the hill. It's part of the data. And the weapons are not coming back, वो तो हुआ ही नहीं है. We have seen it's more than 100 days, and General Sahab, the weapons have not come back, and I don't think unless and until there's a drive, those weapons, I don't think are coming back like that.
No, the weapons, Kartikeya, you are very right. The weapons are not going to come back by any chance. You can do any possible thing, they are not going to come back. The police has totally failed. I do not know how some of the communities having total faith on police, because again, sometimes I ask a question. The credibility of Assam Rifles has been questioned. This is a national disgrace. Indian Army and the Assam Rifles is composed of people from all over the India, and they are officer-led right from partition.
I absolutely agree from you that FIR issue has not been resolved. General Meston, I thought that will be resolved.
Yeah, very true. And imagine
I'm surprised.
FIR filed by police against the Assam Rifles, and I have been given to understand that from one of the places Assam Rifle has been removed. It's a blot on the nation. Tomorrow in any part of the country, tomorrow same thing will happen in Kashmir. They will say remove this particular battalion or this particular regiment or remove the Indian army. Where are we heading to? So these are very, very serious issues. We cannot have this. Indian armed forces are very, very political, neutral, and our task is very, very clear. We are there to
Okay.
save the lives of people, irrespective of their caste, color, community, religion. We are very clear. We have seen it in partition days. We have, been so impartial. We have seen in so many rights situation in India, whether it was Gujarat, whether it was Delhi, in so many other places, we have seen that Indian Army is the last bastion, and people trust the Indian Army. Today, we are having a situation where Assam Rifles, I told you, bulk of the troops are from northeast, from all the tribes, but also there are troops from all over India. We have people from North India, South India, Western India, and it's led by the officers of the Indian Army. So this kind of a situation is very, very disturbing, and because of these political issues which are going on, it is going to harm the nation. And imagine the battalion which is there, the 9 Assam Rifles, what will be the morale of that battalion? And let me tell you, in the army, morale is very infectious. It's also going, tomorrow everyone will start questioning why the hell are we fighting here? Why the hell are we deployed there? Let's get it removed. Let the situation go out of control. If the
Okay.
police if they are trusting the police so much, the first issue is how these large number of automatic weapons have been stolen from police armories. No one is see, these questions are not being asked. Again, I will reiterate: killers of Indian Army, people who killed 6 Dogra, about 18 Jawans, and they have been released by the Mira Paibis and all. They have stopped the Indian Army, and the dreaded terrorists have been released. That means today anyone can kill Indian Army and start getting the terror released. Is this country going to accept this same situation in Kashmir? No. Why is it being accepted in Manipur? Are
Correct.
they special? Are people of some community very special? Let us be impartial. This, if we are not impartial,
Absolutely,
we are
Mr. Meston. Absolutely. Bang on. Bang on, sir.